So I've been procrastinating getting back on here. And yesterday, someone asked me, what will being on your podcast do for me? And he wasn't really asking me, what will being on my podcast do for me? But in general, what will sharing your expertise, your thought leadership, your point of view do for you and your business that an ad won't do or knocking on a door won't do? And I just love that question, especially coming out of marketing the news and being a publicist for so many years and helping our clients find what is that voice they have, what is that unique perspective that someone can learn from, can share from. So before we get into what thought leadership is and isn't, and how to figure that out, what will being on your podcast or any podcast or in a magazine, in an electronic magazine, a television interview do? It gives a third party the chance to offer your voice credibility. It says you're an expert and I want to know what you think. And that is very different from an ad that says what your business does or what you do as a service. If you think about reading an article, and I know, it's a little loose today, which with what is news and what isn't news. Um, but what would be the headline of your article? What's the value of someone who's paying a reporter to talk to you, to spend the time with you, and interview you and write the article or produce the electronic piece and get it on the air? And if it's not valuable, no one will read it, and that journalist will not stay in business. So I'm not being paid to produce my podcast by myself. I am doing it because I want to share the expertise of others. And I'm very curious about what people have to say. And I choose my guests based on that I know that content will help someone else. And what you get to do with it, if you're a guest on my podcast, another's podcast, in some other third party, let's say, reporting mechanism, is you can share it. You can share it in its entirety. You can share it in pieces, and you can then share a link to get more of it. You can use it for your own purposes to help expand awareness of your topic, your service, and awareness that you are a provider of it. It also gets people to know more about you. If you're willing to put yourself out there and you're willing to share, then it tells an audience that you have their best interest in mind. So this is going to be a short answer on what will being on your podcast do for me, and what will producing your own content do for you. Why do people put blogs on their websites? Why do people go on LinkedIn? Well, if they go on LinkedIn to network, that is the primary purpose. But how you network is equally important. If you are sharing some wisdom in your posts, if you're commenting on other people's posts in a relevant way, don't just write congratulations if someone got a new job or is celebrating a win. Write out a full sentence and give it some context. The LinkedIn algorithm will reward you, um, and will amplify your content over time if you're doing that, and really showing up just like you would in a networking event. So again, what will being on your podcast do for me? What will creating my own content do for me? It'll help position you as a thought leader, gets people to see you have a credible expertise, helps people get to know you as a human being. I can't say three-dimensional because we're not live, but it is a valuable mix of media using to get people to know who you are, who your business is, how and why they should know, like, and trust you. Or they don't have to like you, but maybe trust you. Uh, and ultimately, we want to do business with people that are a good fit for us and for them. So what will being on your podcast do for me? Being on anyone's podcast, or that's credible, will help you increase your business by increasing your awareness and increasing your trustworthiness. So more about this another time. And in the meantime, think about what your area of expertise is and what audiences will benefit from it. And that's how you choose what podcasts, what media, what other venues that you want to be offering your expertise to and your time to be interviewed. I hope you have a wonderful day and wishing you much success. This is Nancy Sargent, the CEO of Sargent Marketing and the host of Milestone Mindset Live. And I wish you much success and good health.